Hi, my name is Emma Bott, and today I'm doing my persuasive speech. The topic I chose for my persuasive speech is the war on drugs. I think there's a lot that can be learned and a lot that has to change, and today I'm here to persuade you about my point of view on this. Each year, the American government spends about $40 billion on inmates that are just incarcerated for drug use. This is a lot of money, and I think this money can be used in much better ways. Nixon first started the war on drugs in the 1970s, but that was when very little was known about drugs in the first place and little known about addiction. Over these past 50 years, a lot of new studies and a lot of new research has come out about addiction and drugs, and I think it's time that we change our old ways and we go and we help these people out, because study shows that 77% of prisoners that are released from prisons go back within the first 5 years. So it's a constant cycle of just these people are being thrown out of jail with very little money to help start them off, and because they have a felon record and because they don't have a good way to start up, they end up not having jobs, not being able to support families, and they end up going back. A lot of prisoners actually go back into prisons because they need health care and because they don't have any other choice. And this is a really rough cycle to get out of, and even through that lifetime, it spreads off into their families as well. There's a huge chance that if a mother or a father goes to prison, that their child will likely follow in their footsteps and be incarcerated as well. I think a way we can change this is by, instead of finding drug addicts and throwing them in jail for a long amount of time, that we actually focus our system in prevention, treatment, and control. This not only would help out the people and help them be able to get over their addiction, but from a financial point of view, it also saves $20,000 each year per inmate, just by not throwing them in jail and helping them rehabilitate. I think what should happen is that when someone is caught in an addiction or a cycle, that they should be moved to a treatment center or rehabilitation, or be offered that choice to them so that they can get out of the way they are. This also allows society to not just see them as some felon and they won't have a hard time getting a job. They're going to be able to reintegrate back into society and be able to find their purpose. A lot of reasons why drug addicts go back to their ways is because they feel that society has rejected them, and since drugs is the only thing that they're able to do, they go back to that. A lot of studies have been shown that the main reason for drug addiction is because of isolation. So if we stop that isolation and we're able to reintegrate them back into society, that's going to cut the amount of drug addicts there are and the amount of drugs being sold, and so on and so forth. And it also saves families from having the mother and fathers imprisoned, and also saves those future generations from being incarcerated as well. Example of this happening is actually in Sweden. Sweden, they have their drug policy focused on prevention, treatment, and control. And what happens is that the people who are caught with these things, they don't go to jail. It doesn't not result in jail time. And because of this, because they focus on rehabilitation more than they do jail time, they have the lowest drug rates in the world. And I get it that Sweden's a very small country compared to America, but I think definitely America can start taking these baby steps towards health and rehabilitation for these people, because they are human beings as well. They're just going through trials, and I think that throwing them in jail and spending over $40 billion a year on this is really taken away from the vital things that we need to be focused on. Saving $20,000 a year per prisoner is a lot, and that can be used to go to fundings for schools, libraries, so on and so forth, things that we need, and that can help the society. The sooner that we stop isolating and kind of pushing these people off to the side, the more healthier our country is going to become, the more it's going to prosper. We just have to stop focusing on just throwing people in jail and leaving them there, because they're most likely going to go back, and that just causes this cycle that's ongoing and everlasting. And I think that all of us have the power to stop it. I think that we should definitely change our policies and try to help everyone, because in reality we're all brothers and sisters and we're all American citizens, and I think we just all need to help each other. Thanks.